something just broke that clip. That's fun. That's pretty cool. What is up, guys? Good morning. Today we're gonna do suspension refresh, front suspension refresh on the SC. We're gonna put on these IKEA formula front control arms. Just got the car up and I've already found something very interesting. So I sent this car to the shop to have the front of the engine resealed because I didn't want to do that myself. And I told them to check out this front suspension because I can feel that something's going wrong. And they were like, oh yeah, we checked it, nothing happened. Well, there's definitely some play in there. That's some pretty big tie rod play. I'm gonna ask the guys honestly because I don't mind just drifting the car as is. I feel like all the rest of my equipment is good. Maybe I'll just do the tie rods today and then I'll get the right lower control arms and just do the tie rods today because maybe that'll be better. You know, just get the right control arms, put those in, swap or sell the Bell Raceworks. Let's see how today goes. After some dilly-dallying, but not too much lollygagging, we are finally up and running. Bro, there was a spider literally in the... Are you in the... This is him. You see he's making a web right now. Bruh. Yeah, you panic for a little bit and think about what you did. So this is how much play I have. Not good. Be a 17. It's not working. Baby Borasta. Yep. I wonder what I can do to get that nut off. So I do have the 16 extractor socket. I'm gonna try and hammer in there. If this fails, then I'm in really deep trouble. Nice. Got it. Nice. See, so now I feel like a person who has a decent amount of mechanical knowledge because to put a 16 on a 17, hammer it down and use a breaker bar, I would not have thought of that, I don't know, a couple of cars ago. Solution, use vices to hold the threads and then unthread the thing. Nice. So I've uncovered the problem. If you can see here, my ball joint is moving. As a rule of thumb, I usually try and stay away from cliches. That's why I even drive this thing. But as soon as I Googled how to remove an inner tie rod, hey guys, it's Chris Fix here. So that was just hilarious. I'm just gonna go get a tool from AutoZone because I just want things to go easy. I'm not trying to go the hardest way anymore. So let's go do that. An hour later, I have the parts I got. I had to do all the research. I had to go into the website, like do the whole thing. I asked them, oh, do you guys have an inner tie rod end boot? They're like, no. For what car? Like, isn't that universal? Dude, no people working. Spent an hour. You couldn't tell me where anything was. It's like, why are you even working there? Just have a self-checkout at that point. Anyway, I'm just hungry and cranky because I hate AutoZone. Let's go back. Bro, I'm so angry. It's been over an hour that I'm out. Move! AutoZone sucks. Oh my God. I need to go eat lunch. I probably could have been done with one side by now. All right, now that I'm properly fed and just slightly less angry, I got this tool from the Devil's Lair. This is the thing that I got to use with my inner tie rods, 33.6. So basically, you're gonna slide. Wait. Basically, the way to use this tool is you take this, slide it over here over the tie rod because it has two little indents on the side. You see here, it's snug. And then I have to remove the outer tie rod, slip this thing over, hook it onto that attachment, and then I can use a wrench to turn this whole thing. So let's do that. I'm starting to feel like I may get my steam back. First though, I'm gonna have to loosen that lock nut. Just put the 7/8 on it, and it sort of snapped right off, which is pretty cool. I want to make sure that I see at least how much this is in, because so I can sort of try and align the next tie rods. Oh, there's grease on there. That's why that's so silver. So there's some sort of silver grease on here. So this is gonna go on the tie rod, and then you slide this on. You sort of slide that on, and it hooks like that. So it locks it in. Yeah, but you just use this tab to like sort of slide it. It's pretty cool, honestly. When I saw the thing this big, I was a little concerned, but it'll work out. This is not going anywhere. Let's see if this works now. Yep. Worked. Yep. Oh no, it worked. For sure. Oh my god, it worked. Nice. I guess that just fell off. The thread used to be in there. Yeah, it just fell off. This is crazy. This is what the thing was on. Seems like a little spacer. I guess there's a little lock thing that goes... Oh man, there's like a lock washer or something. Yeah, so I'm inspecting here. So this is the inner tie rod like ball, and this is how the tool fits on it. It fits flush. So if I was putting it even a little bit on like that, it means I got it caught on that little washer. So I put them all down over here, and I'm noticing something. These are not the same size. So I wonder if they're not for this car. Oh boy. So after a decent amount of Googling and foruming, I've realized, well, first I realized that those tie rods are definitely not for this car. So that sucks because I'm not gonna get this done today. Second, I'm trying to figure out what I should get for this car because I do wanna put those upper control arms on. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do that this week. I mean, I don't see why not, but also I wanna keep it simple because I wanted to make that drift event this weekend. Again, today, I started the day wanting to swap everything, then I changed to only wanting to do tie rods. Now I might just end up doing everything this week again, hopefully. It's just a lot of stuff to get done. Again, considering shipping times, if I had all the parts, it would not be that big of a deal. All that being said, for now, I think I'm just gonna remove the tie rods from the other side, just so that when I do get back to work on the car, it's gonna be as quick as possible and everything will sort of already be like on the way. That's crazy. Yeah, so this is how I like to break these free. Put one hammer under it and you bang on the top. This is like those balls that, you know, when one knocks here, the other knocks over there, and there's a bunch in between. It transferred the force to the other hammers so that I imagine it does less potential damage on this. I don't know how, the other one wasn't that hard to break loose, so maybe this one won't be either. There you go. That wasn't that hard. This oh, it's because of the grease. You see, you put the grease on. So it seems like the washer is bent in a little bit. I don't know if that's visible. There you go. It seems like it's bent in ever so slightly, so I can't really get this on willingly. So out comes the hammer. I wonder if I could impact this. That would be hilarious. Yep, there you go. Should I just do the upper ones? Like, they're not that hard. They're not that hard. I'll keep the lower control arms for now. They're definitely not the best, but I don't think they're the worst yet either. I think these should be okay for now. Well, yeah. Okay, I've decided that I'm gonna do the upper control arms. First of all, I'm gonna tidy up a little bit. So I'm gonna spray this with a lot of brake clean, and I guess just do this big bolt and do these bolts, and that should be it, right? This brake clean isn't exactly degreaser, but it works. Fuck that. hope I didn't break anything. Ow! That hurt. My back hurts. My back hurts. My back hurts. Oh, my phone's about to die, but I'm just put a pry bar over here and just hammering this thing out on the pry bar. I had to pull this off, and I'm probably gonna have to take this panel out because I think my wiper reservoir is right here, that little white thing. So I'm probably gonna have to take that all out. So this is Lexus for you. I pulled this off, Guess what's right over here? The reservoir. So this, to remove this rubber plate, I gotta take all these screws off. So I gotta take this whole piece off, unbolt that thing just to take off a damn bolt. Come on, Lexus, you're supposed to be easy. So I was battling the bolt that goes in here so hard. It took me, not kidding, like an hour and a half to get that out. And I will show you why. This is the aforementioned bolt. This bolt was the first one that we did together. This one is the one that I did off camera. If you look closely, and not even that closely, you can see that this one is bent. This was so hard to get out. I'm not sure if I can reuse this. I might just be able to bend it back if I can, although that would be really hard. Yeah, that was really annoying. So what I did is I took one of my extensions. First, I just tapped the hammer until I could back it out all the way. Using the pry bar with the hammer on this side wasn't working, so I just used one of my extensions and I hammered it over here, and I just kept going. I even have to actually touch that up because I don't want this to rust, as well as over here. Yeah, that was really hard, but in the end, I just gave it a good whack, and I whacked this as well with my bigger hammer. So I was able to remove the upper control arms, which is really cool, honestly. Like, this is more than I expected to be done. Tomorrow, I can just go and get the parts and get it zipped up. So I'm actually pretty excited that this might be able to work out still. On this side, it was the same thing. What you also have to do is you have to remove these bolts over here for this is the wiper fluid, I believe. So what I did is I just removed all of them, and it sort of hangs over here and sort of hangs with this cable, so you can actually get it done. It was cool because looking under here, I actually saw that these connections for my fog lights were out, so I reconnected them. And my side indicators over here were also disconnected, but they were working, so it's awesome because I just got 2 lights on my car. That goes for both sides. I think whoever did the touch up on the front bumper, because it's been resprayed, just didn't do it properly. I actually just DM'd a guy from the SC drift community, and his tie rods get bent pretty often. He just runs stock OEM style tie rods on all his cars. I'm just gonna go get that from Advance, not AutoZone, because I hate AutoZone. And hopefully I can get that swapped in tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then Thursday. And then Friday, maybe we can get an alignment and make the drift event. Whew. Oh dude, so I come here to Advance, and one of my first videos that I never posted, I went to Levittown, and there's my guy there, Issa. He's the manager there, and he was super helpful. Every time I go, I look for him. He always like takes care of me. I come in here today, and the manager, Derek, even gave me his card. He was super nice. He helped me out. He gave me tips on, like, he was super honest about what brands are good, what brands aren't, like, for my applications, right? Because obviously they're not going to carry something that's bad, but, you know, for drifting and for, you know, driving hard, some makers aren't going to be as good as others, you know? It's just like what the brand is about. Whoever's watching this, I don't know if you're in New York, come to the Advance in Lindenhurst. These guys are amazing, and Derek will always help you out. All right, it's a new day. Morning's starting to get cold here, but I really want to get this done. So I'm pretty happy because I thought I didn't have a little bit of the hardware that came with my control arms, but I went digging in my parts bin and I found that I actually do have everything. So these are the IKEA Formula front upper control arms. I thought I didn't have these bolts and this plate, but I found them, and I'm really happy about that. There is no nut that goes on the other side, but they don't even go through. So I guess that these are just like that. As you guys also have seen, so this bolt is a little bowed. I wish I had another one, but these are probably really expensive. And I'm guessing as long as the alignment is done correctly, it shouldn't matter. You can even see how scored it is compared to the other one. The other one is smooth. I'm gonna use this one now. If it's an issue, I'll eventually get another one later. But I really want to get this done. So the first thing I'm gonna do really is try and mimic the length of the original control arms. on the IKEAs just because I want my alignment to be relatively similar. Yeah, so I guess now that's a little more in line. You know, you have some more space. This might be a little pushed out, but still, if it's pushed out, I'm guessing it'll be towed in. We'll be fine. The arm comes with these little, I don't know if these are technically also considered bushings or not, tied. I also thought I didn't have these, but I went into the parts bin. I actually zip tied these together. This is how it comes from factory. So that's pretty cool. I should have checked a lot of stuff. Like I didn't check if my OEM bolts fit through the new holes, like, but we'll be okay. The bushings are supposed to go on this way rather than that way, right? So they go in like this. That's on there-ish. There you go. So I got it. Where's my hammer? Pretty sure this was unnecessary at this point, but who cares? Let's just leave it there. There you go. Well, I guess arm 1 installed. Oh, I'm so excited. This is so fun. Oh my God, I have performance parts on my race car. Now 219s, and that's arm 1. Due to brain fog on my part, my phone stopped recording. But basically, I didn't tighten these all the way down because I want to make sure that I could still move the arm. Put the castle nut in, put this on, it's all good. And what's really cool is my parts actually came with this little manual, which is fun. So it tells you the torque specs, even though I can't read Japanese, it tells you the torque specs for most bolts. This one, as you can see, is 59 to 78 Newton meters for the castle nut. And it says, IKEA formula fronto apa amo. For the adjustment bolts, that says 23 to 38 Newton meters. Obviously, it's not that much. What I want to know is these specs, the 108 to 127. That would make sense if that was for the bigger arm bolt. But I want to translate this because I can't really read Japanese. According to the calculator on Google, 170 Newton meters is 125 foot-pounds. And for the castle nut, it's going to be 48 foot-pounds. So there you go. Let's do it. I feel like I'm gonna strip it. There you go. Click. So my socket didn't fit, so I'm using a 7/8 instead of a 22. By the way, how crazy is it that this is bigger than that? That's nuts. Get it? I'm just gonna do this tight. Like pretty tight. Because these take a cotter pin, which gives me a little more hope that it's okay if I don't tighten this like to spec. Because it'll be all right. These people are so nice. They even give you little cotter pins because they know that if you're working on your car and if you're a bro cashiria, this is probably your daily, and then you can't drive to the store to get some more stuff. Nice. Control arm number 1 installed. And now I can cut off these zip ties that I put here. And the arm will stay put. Super excited. It's gonna be sick. I can't wait for my inner tie rods to arrive. I'll just slap those on too. That was really fun. I would highly recommend it to my worst enemies. I'm pretty happy and pretty annoyed. I just had the worst like 2 minutes of the day, so the day from here on up should be good. FedEx guy just came with my tie rod ends, just threw the package on the floor. I was pretty pissed, but I'm not about to pick a fight. And I don't know, either a bee or a yellow jacket just flew into my eye right in there. And it felt like it stung, but then it's not like blisteringly painful, so I don't know why it like stings a little bit, but I'm okay. So now things are gonna get better because all my parts are here. All I gotta do is torque down everything, put the car back together. Hell yeah. This is why I really don't love the fact that that screw is bent, because of this. You can see that, but look at how much this moves. Like, sure, if the guy gets the alignment right and the wheel's in the right position, that's all that matters. Because if I torque this down, then hopefully the screw won't move. But, like, I don't know. So now we got her all buttoned up. In the meantime, these have arrived. So let's put on some tie rods. I'm in a little bit of a rush, but I just finished the other side. Now I'm gonna do this side and try and show you guys as much as I can. You get this little washer over here, and it has these two tabs. These tabs go inside of the steering rack, and these little nubs over here, and it fits in like that. It doesn't click. It will fall if I just leave it loose, but you guys will see. After I thread this in, we then bend it to fit the inner tie rod. So that way, from what I read online, there's no actual torque spec. It's actually not the best for the steering rack if you tighten this like a lot. All right, so now that's hand tight, right? This tab, later I have to hammer it to bend that tab in. That's why these look like that. That will lock the washer on the tie rod, and the other tabs are locking it on the steering rack. That's why you don't have like a torque spec on these. I turn it some more. I will give it a solid little tug with my breaker bar though. There you go. All right, so in the end, the winning method was to unsatisfyingly just take this and just knock it like that a lot. But that really is just the best way to do this. First of all, if you're getting these boots from AutoZone, just be careful because they do come with zip ties inside. The other one I cut. This one, I'm just gonna cut one side. I'm not gonna cut the second side because this one is perfect, like that. That's perfect. I didn't have to cut that other side. This one I have to cut to make it fit pretty much to that level. I'm just gonna pack the grease in here. It'll be a lot easier to put that on. It's still gonna be a little tricky, I can see. So it's good to have something to sort of pry this around with. I feel like it's sort of like putting a tire on. You know, you just sort of go like that. It's almost there, come on. No, it did pretty much work. There's only this one little part that's not on. Oh, bro, hell yeah, wow. I'm so happy with how that was. Put that on very tight. Nice, cool. Okay, now, dear Jesus. Turn it all the way around, and I guess too much pressure? I guess that seal was really good because this is just all bent. I guess this is fine. Nice, so I'm done pretty much. Just gonna do a quick bowl check. Look at that angle. I feel like that's a lot of angle. I feel like this is way too much angle. My car does not turn this far. I'm gonna eyeball my alignment a little bit. The wheel is now straight. This one is towed out and the other one is also towed out. So I'm going to do my first alignment today as well. Those threads are almost all the way in. I don't know what happened. I don't know what I did, but listen, the wheel is straight. This wheel is straight. So I'm just gonna leave it like this for now. Try not to break it until I get to the alignment shot. Yeah, this is gonna be really, I guess that tracks on. All right, the SC is done. That's straight. And that's straight. It feels maybe a little towed out, but straight enough. I don't want to mess with it anymore. I'm super happy. I'm super proud of myself. I've never done something like this. Like the last time that I tried to touch suspension, I had to send the car to the shop because a bolt broke inside a control arm. My car now has one of the best upper control arms you can get. It has, you know, tie rods now. And today, it's really exciting news. Andrew, my homie who's roommates with Matt and Mikey, who has the Z that you guys saw in the other video, he's gonna help me fix my exhaust because I just got these awesome headers in the mail. It just arrived. These are the cheap eBay ones. The welds don't look awful. They're like decent on all of them. Hopefully it sounds good. As you guys know, I have an awful exhaust leak on my headers. So Andrew hopefully is gonna be able to fix that for me. He's gonna slap in the headers and do also a flex pipe right after them so I don't break anything whenever I go over like a nickel. Awesome, yeah, so let's get this cleaned up and put the wheels on. So I'm just finishing up the fender liners or bumper liners or whatever. These little clips whenever I'm screwing, those go under, right? So then the screw will go in here. All right, so the car is done. There's nothing else here. Andrew's gonna come over soon, so I left him these headers. I have to run into the city today, and it was super last minute, so Andrew's still gonna come here, just do all the work like on my driveway. I can't thank this dude enough. I swear to God, all these stray cats are like the best people ever. Whole suspension is looking fine. I got my coilovers that I gotta tighten. I got all these. Got my new tie rods. On this side, I'm missing a bolt, so I gotta take one of these later and take it to Home Depot. But for now, it'll be all right. We're not gonna do any hard driving, so even if I forget, I'll take it to the alignment shop. I'm sure they'll have something. This one is finger loose, or finger tight rather. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching the video. I'm doing an outro because, as always, I was just going from one video straight to the other, and I forgot to film an outro just because so much stuff was happening. I really appreciate you guys watching. The SC has been amazing so far. I got that last bolt put in and the other control arm. Got an alignment done. Gonna go drift this car this weekend. The drift event that I was talking about in this video was actually canceled. That was like, honestly, 3 weeks ago. I've just been that backed up with my content. But the car has been doing amazing so far. You will see in the next coming videos me repainting the front lip that I booped off into a curb. Anyways, really appreciate you guys watching the video. Stay tuned for the next video where Andrew will manufacture an amazing sounding exhaust that actually shoots fireballs. The car sounds ridiculous. We went on a mountain run. It was amazing. All of that will be on videos to come. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching.